Apple Gift Card is a practical gift that unlocks a world of entertainment and fun. You can send it via email or give a physical card to your loved ones. Your friends and family can spend it on their favorite Apple services, including Apple subscriptions. Apple Gift Card can be used to buy all things Apple: products, accessories, apps, games, movies, TV shows, iCloud Plus, and more. Visit apple.com for details and to send Apple Gift Cards to your friends and family this holiday season.
Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. Man, this June 18th. I'm recording this on the day before, but I wanted to overall talk about this particular situation that happened a couple of years back. The day that XXXTentacion passed away, and it's honestly crazy to think that it's been 2 years. Like, that's something that it's just, I don't feel the same way I did, like, around the time it had happened, because around the time it had happened, I have to say that, I was pretty depressed. I can tell that something wasn't right with me. Like, when the day when I found out, to tell you guys, like, I think I have it on YouTube, the first time I've ever heard of XXXTentacion. Butchered his name in the video, and it was before he had he was like out of like prison and because I think he was in prison at the time when I found out about him and things. But I'm trying to think, because I remember, I think it was like long before he started blowing up. I do remember, I think I seen somewhere, it was either on YouTube or SoundCloud, I think it might have been YouTube. But I think I do remember hearing his song Vice City. And I think I said, like, oh wow, somebody made like a song based off of the like Vice City, or like Grand Theft Auto Vice Cities and stuff. That's crazy. But I think I had heard, I didn't know who he was, but I think that was like the first time. It was like long before he blew up and things. So it might have been like 2014, 2015, whenever that song must have came out and things. But it had some views. I remember it had some views at the time. That's how I found out about it. But then it wasn't until 2016 that's when he started blowing up. Like, Look at Me. Man, I'm telling you, like, Look at Me. When I just sat down and listened to his music, I was like, wow, all right, I can listen to this. Like, and man, I'm telling you, I was like, I was like listening to Look at Me just like everybody else in the world and stuff. But then I started listening to I'm Sipping Tea in Your Hood. And that, to me, that's like one of my favorite songs from X. That is one of my favorite songs from X and things. Like, that's my like riot song. Like, if I was to start a riot, I feel like that would be the song I would have to start a riot to. Or like, I would obviously have to lose my mind if that song is playing. But anyways, but then I was like, I remember I just started listening to a bunch of his music, and then he was free. And when he was free, I was like, wow, all right, cool, dope. XXXTentacion is now free. Man, I'm telling you, I was butchering his name. Could not pronounce it. And then he came out on that radio station once when he got freed, and then he was like XXXTentacion, and I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I'm like, and still to this day, people, they be all like, I had to, like, when I'm talking to people, because I'm like, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, XXXTentacion and things, they're not going to remember that. So I just say, like, oh, that X rapper, or hey, that X rapper and things. And that's overall, like, when I was, like, you know, talking to people about him and things, that's like how I referred to him and stuff, because I know people probably was all like, oh, I've seen his name, but I just can't pronounce it and stuff. But yeah, right there with you. So anyways, he's free from prison. Then I really just kind of like started reading about him and listening to more of his music. And I would have to say, like, when he started coming out with songs like Revenge, and I know that was this song to his friend Jocelyn Flores, and then it was some like other kind of like, you know, slow type songs and things. Because I know the one song that I like of his is called Skin. And it's and I know there was like a lot of people, I think they were getting that song and his album Skins confused and stuff. Cause yeah, if you go on his SoundCloud, I think it is still on his SoundCloud, that song Skin. But that's like one of my favorite slow songs from his and stuff, like where it's, you sitting down and it ain't really like a slow song like, the slow songs we grew up like with our parents like listening to. Like it's like his version of a slow song and stuff. So yeah, I remember, I think that was like when I had really started liking his slow music, and then just start kind of like, listening. Well, I think, when did I listen to Skin for the first time? I don't know if it was before or after he passed away, because I think there were some songs. I think it was Buy Garrett's Clothes Before I Kill You. That's an actual name of one of his songs, for those wondering and stuff. But I think I heard of that song after he passed. There was quite a few songs that was old that I think I heard of before he had or after he passed away and stuff. So, but yeah, like June 18th, because I mean it was, at that point when he like was free from like jail and stuff, or prison, whichever, I was like a fan of his. I was listening to his music every day. Him, Ski Mask song. It's funny because I started off listening to X. But then I really started becoming a fan of Ski Mask. And so then I just was really listening to Ski Mask's music. And I was like, even becoming more of a fan of him than X. So, but no, I was like still like listening to X's music and things. So that's the thing, like, Ski Mask, some of my favorite music of his. Like, don't get me wrong, Ski Mask, his music, that's going to be some unforgettable music. Like Ski Mask, his game is different. I am happy to say that I was born in a generation where Ski Mask the Slump God exists. Like I'm like, dang, like I feel like that there's probably a lot of people that, if they don't listen to his music, I honestly feel like if they had to been around my age, or if they were, if they're no longer here with us and they were here with us, I feel like that Ski Mask, he have like a few more fans and stuff. His music is something else. So, but anyways, yeah, I know I was really like listening to Ski Mask and things, and then I don't even know like what else to like really, because I'm like, dang, like all I really just keep thinking about is June 18th. Like I swear, like my mind, like when it's June 18th, it just kind of goes blank and stuff. So, but yeah, overall to talk about June 18th. So the day of June 18th, 2018. So I was getting off of work. And, it was just like any regular day, cracking jokes with your coworkers and stuff. Because I still remember that day. I still remember it. I still remember everything I did that day. Maybe not that night, but I still do remember everything up until that night. At that point, everything was kind of a blur. Like, I know I was like, afterwards, I was really depressed about the news and stuff. So, anyways, so I remember I was leaving work, and then I think it was weird because I don't usually check my phone like after work and stuff. That was something that I never really did before. So I'm at the bus stop because I think I might have missed my bus or something. So I was at the bus stop chilling and things. And then I think I was all like, let me see what's going on Instagram. I might be here for a while. And I'm like, I don't usually do that. So that's why I'm like, now that I think about it, I'm like, that's just really weird how I just decide, like, any other day, I'm just standing there listening to my music. I don't check my phone until I, like, maybe get to this transit center, like, after I'm, like, leaving from Seattle and stuff. Because I live outside of Seattle and things. And so I don't usually check my phone until then. But for some reason, I was like, like wanted to check my phone like while I was like just like maybe a block away from my job and things. So I remember I opened up Instagram, and then that's when I had seen Ski Mask's post about X, and I don't even I can't remember what it says, but he was overall like paying his respects to X. And I didn't realize like what he was doing until I started scrolling a little bit more, and then that's when I seen it was either World Star or TMZ that had posted that X was shot and killed. And at that point, like my heart had sank because I remember listening to his music that morning of. I was listening to his music the morning before. I had listened to his music every single day. Every single day. I got like over 2,000 songs on my Spotify, but I would make sure I would find the song of X and I would listen to it, whether it was one of his like, you know, kind of sad like music or his hype music or any type of music that he was uploading. I made sure it was either off of Spotify or Sound. The funny thing is that if it wasn't for him, I never would have started listening to music on SoundCloud. Never would have started listening to music. I never really did listen to music off of SoundCloud. I would upload music on there from time to time, but I'd like to download the app and then to have like, you know, music, because that's why eventually I can't remember if I did that before or after he passed, but I think I did that before, and I made a playlist of him and Ski. Because I'm like, yeah, I just, you know, there's so many songs of theirs that I didn't, you know, really hear of and stuff. So I just made a playlist and just would listen to that playlist from time to time, or you know, just pick and choose a song, put it on repeat. But you know, there's not too many artists where it's like you can like, you know, really do that with them and things. So that's why I'm like, yeah, to have like all of Ski's music and then all of X's music just on my phone and stuff, listening to it, like, yeah, there's not too many times where that happens. But yeah, then I seen the video and I was like, man, that was traumatizing. That was seriously traumatizing. That's something that still like haunts me till this day. You know, like that's something that I just, you know, if I come across it, if somehow I see it, I'm just like traumatized by it. Cause you know, somebody that you know, you listen to, you're a fan of their music and things like, and that's the thing where I'm like, man, like, I ain't never really felt like that with any artist where I'm like a fan of them. Like I'm a big fan of them, you know? I probably have to say the only other artist the same way, like, you know, how I felt about X, the way I felt about other artists would be Kendrick Lamar. That honestly would be the only artist where it's like that connection, like that feeling when you're listening to their music and things and you're just on an emotional ride and stuff. Like, I never felt like that with no other artists and things. So that's why I'm like, man, like when he died, I remember a customer at my job, he walked up to me and he said something to me, but I was like just so distracted and, you know, just stunned by what I just seen. And I'm like, man, I'm sorry, like, because he was trying to have a conversation with me, but I'm like, I want to be able to focus and be able to talk with the dude and things. And so he, I was like, bro, I'm sorry. I'm like, I can't even, like, you know, really talk right now. There's an artist that I listened to that passed away, and he didn't know who he was and things. X was, like, you know, kind of still, like, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say underground, but a lot of people didn't really know who he was. I even know, like, one of my coworkers, because I remember he was saying that he didn't know he was going to be, like, he didn't know, like, he was that big and stuff. He didn't know he had, like, a lot of followers and a lot of like Spotify plays and stuff. But yeah, because both me and that coworker, shout out to Jack. But yeah, me and him, we're like heavily into music. He's in the band, I make music. Like, yeah, we're heavily into music and stuff. So we're always like checking out artists and things that we recommend to each other and stuff. But yeah, he didn't realize like how big X was until like afterwards and stuff. But yeah, I remember I couldn't sleep on the bus. Usually I would be passed out on the bus. I would be just knocked out asleep. Like, you can sit there and be having a conversation. Me and my dad, we have caught in the same bus home, and I would be falling asleep in his face. There is not anything in this world. You will honestly have to be talking to me the whole ride for me to stay up the whole ride. And the day X passed, like, I could not fall asleep on that bus. I couldn't. I was honestly sad. I was like, if I cry on this bus, like, I have a legitimate reason. Like, I don't know, like, I didn't know whether I felt like crying or I was about to cry, but I did, like, you know, kind of feel like some tears building up and things, because I'm like, dang, like, he's really gone. Like, that's somebody that, you know, like, you're gonna most likely get them maybe a couple of times in your lifetime, maybe once in your lifetime. But there is not too many artists that I can say that's like him, that has that energy and things. So that's why I'm like, man. Then I remember, I was just like, I was listening to his music on the bus. I really started like, you know, just like listening to it. You know, before I just listened to it just so it could be like a little relaxer, like, you know, just like kind of put me out and things when I'm on the bus. But this time around, like, I was just sitting there just listening, you know, like, and like not like I don't know, like I wouldn't necessarily, because I was really trying to like not feel sad about it. And I remember I came out with a video and stuff saying like, hey, you know, if you're an XXXTentacion fan, like, and I think that video is still up. But I was saying like, you know, if you need somebody to talk to, or you know, you kind of depressed about this situation, like feel free to hit me up and things, like feel free to talk to me and stuff. And yeah, I overall, like, I just, you know, I was just like, I was still distraught by it myself. Like, that's something that, you know, you don't really, you know, experience. You know, like, it's, you know, you're a fan of an artist or you're a fan of somebody, you're like, dang, wow, like, this is crazy, man. And so I remember my mom, because she came home, and usually I don't do that. Like, you know, usually she just comes home, does her thing. I'm probably recording videos or something, but I just had to, like, you know, kind of sit down with her for a second and things, because I'm like, man, like this, like I didn't really know how to like take that news and stuff. You know, like I didn't know like overall how I was gonna feel and things. So yeah, I spent time with my mom for a little bit. And then I just pretty much, I think it had to been like that whole night I was just looking at any news or updates from like about X, and I was like, I just, you know, and then of course like just next day, like nothing, and it's just the same news, like he died. And I'm like, dang, it's like, even talking about it now, it's just like, man, it's sad that it happened, but I'm glad the guys that was behind it. See, that was the thing, when they came out with that surveillance footage of when the two guys had walked past him, bro, I swear, that's some stuff where you're like, are you serious? These guys like really like plotted on this. That's the type of stuff where you're like, you know, like you don't really want to put yourself in a life or death situation, but dang, like I only like I don't know. I don't think I would have had too many options if I overall would have seen, like I most likely would have put my life on the line, like trying to save that man, because you know that's somebody, he didn't deserve to die. I'm gonna say that right now. I know as many people that didn't like him, he did not deserve to die. Because I'm saying, like, if there's some close people, like, honestly, though, like, would you say that to his mom? All of the hate that man was getting, and people were saying, like, oh, he deserved it and stuff, after he passed away and things, I'm like, look, don't like him for his past. You can, like, you know, like, you cannot like him, don't listen to him, don't, you know, you don't have nothing to do with that man. You can overall just ignore everything that's happening around his name right now. But to be disrespectful, like, all of the disrespectful, like, tweets and posts, people making memes of his death, and I'm like, are you guys serious? I guess just recently a girl was at his mausoleum. I think that's what they call it. Because I was like, I had just learned to say the word mausoleum and things. And I think that's like where they buried him at. But yeah, a girl was like twerking at his mausoleum. I'm like, bro, people were all like, oh, X, he would have been like, he probably would have wanted that to happen and things. I'm like, I don't ever remember seeing no girl twerking it. Well, no, he did. He was sucking on the girl's boob on one of his performances and things. So that's the thing though. But I'm like, don't be disrespectful like that. I would not want somebody twerking at my mausoleum. Like, play my music, watch my videos, play my videos out loud or something. You know, set up one of those like giant screen things so you guys can like watch my videos, like embrace, like, you know, my energy, but don't get there and be twerking at my like grave sighting and stuff. Like, I hope one day I go to his grave sighting. I really do. I really want to go there one day. I'm like, if I am ever in Florida, I don't care how much that Uber ride is gonna cost. I'm telling that Uber driver, I'm like, I want to go to this like grave area, and there's somebody that I need to visit. I'm like, cause I never did get to see his him perform live. You know, he came out to Seattle, I think maybe a couple of times. Didn't get to see him perform live, and that's why I'm like, dang, you know, like it's kind of messed up where it's like, you know, you would have wanted to see him, you would have wanted to go to one of his shows, but man. That's the thing though. I'm not really a big concert person, so that's why I'm like, I didn't even really, like, I don't go to concerts. Like, my best friend, she took me to my first concert maybe a few years ago, like a couple of years ago and stuff. So yeah, I'm like, if maybe if she was a fan of him and she told me like, she bought tickets and wanted to go, but it was just something like, I'm just not a concert person. I would have rather to seen him like at a mall or like off up in Foot Locker buying some Black Forces or something. Man, it tripped me out knowing that he wore Black Forces. I'm like, dang. It's like, it's kind of crazy, like, I'm not going to say that we're similar and I'm not going to say that we're alike, but I would say that we do share, like, some similarities and things. Like, I feel like that I can relate to him on certain stuff. Like, obviously, our lives are just completely different, but I would say that, like, I understand him. I definitely understand him. I understand where he's coming from. Like, that's something where it's like, you put yourself in the person's shoes and then you're like, I understand like why you had the life you had. And overall, I'm like, I can't show no disrespect to you. I can't think differently of you. Like, I'm going to respect you. That's all that I can say about that. Like, there's no disrespect. There's never going to be any form of disrespect from me and X. That's as long as I live, I'm never going to disrespect that man. Like, I remember there was one of my friends, like, she did kind of, she wasn't really saying something disrespectful, but she was saying how overall, I can't remember how she said it and things, but she said something about his music, and I didn't want to really, like, talk to her that day, because I'm like, it was still kind of, like, around the time, like, I was kind of, like, still depressed about the whole situation. I would say, like, maybe it wasn't up until, like, the end of 2018. Like, like, at some point in time in 2019, that's when I started feeling better. Because I know when it was, like, the 1 year anniversary of his passing, I was cool. Like, I was, like, calm, cool, collected. Now I'm even calm, cool, collected. Still listening to his music every day. Every day. I'm trying to think. Did I listen to? Oh yeah, I listened to Take a Step Back today. So yeah, I listened to his music. It's part of my religion. I have to listen to his music and things. But yeah, I'm like, rest in peace to X, man. Alright, man. Even though I'm Dante, he was talking about his experience when he went to his funeral. I shout out to Dante, man. Like, that's crazy though. He's like, what? I mean, it's him and Lil Hansen. Like, X was like really cool with them and things, and so. But it was, it's sad that he like, he had to go to it and stuff, like to X's funeral. I mean, yeah, you want to obviously go and things, but it's just like, it's sad though. Like, I'm pretty sure people understand like why and things, but. No, man, when Dante, when he was talking about how he was trying to find, because no, they would do that. They would do that to you and things. I remember when I was going to my best friend's college graduation, they'll do that type of stuff. They'll be like, oh no, okay, so pretty much Dante, he was trying to figure out where can he put his like camera and phone and his backpack, because Dante, I can't remember where Dante lives, but he doesn't live in Florida. So he had like all his stuff with him, and I think he was only gonna be out there for that day for the funeral and things, and then he was gonna fly right back home. But yeah, he was asking the lady like, oh, like, where can I put my, because there's like, yeah, no phones and all that stuff and or is allowed and things. So he's asking the lady like, where can I put my stuff? Or I think she was like, oh, there ain't no place. I can't remember how, but he was he said. He said he was trying to find some bushes and things and place his stuff in there. I couldn't help but laugh because I'm like, man, Dante, that's one thing I gotta like about that dude. He has a comedy side. I mean, obviously, yeah, Dante got a comedy side to him and stuff. But I was like, man, that's funny. I was like, it's messed up, but it was funny and things. But yeah, I was like, and if anybody asks, like, no, I didn't get a chance to go to X's funeral, so that's why I'm, like, making it one day to where I do go to his mausoleum, and I just want to, go there, and overall, like, just overall see how it, and, like, I guess, like, like, under the bad circumstances, just embrace his energy and things. I wish I would have met him or seen him like in like person and stuff rather than having to visit him when he's gone. But hey, he was here, and it's like that's one good thing about it. Like he was here. You know, he got to experience like the life he had to. Um, you know, and we overall just gotta keep that energy alive. Like, you know, we can there's somebody like that. I remember that one rapper Macklemore. He said that he said that he said in one of his songs like you died twice, and it's obviously like, you know, when you die, but then the second time you die is when a person mentions your name for the last time. And as long as I'm alive, I'm gonna always make sure that I'm always listening to his music. If people ask me like about like, oh, who's your favorite artist, I'm making sure he's on that list, him and Ski. But yeah, you know, we as long as I'm alive, his name ain't gonna be dying no time soon. So that's why I'm making sure that I'm gonna be like, I tell my kids about his name. I'm telling, you know, grandkids in case they ask and stuff like, oh, grandpa, what music was you listening to? I'm like, Young Brats, hit it. They gonna be like, my son or daughter gonna be like, Dad, like, look, you listen to Young Brats all the time when you was taking us to school. I'm like, if somebody don't play Young Brats right now, I'm getting my cane and I'm hitting somebody. So somebody better play Young Brats. You know what? No, we ain't. We gonna play Buy Garrett's Clothes Before I Kill You. How about? I swear, man. Freaking X, man. I'm gonna miss that guy. You know, I never did get to meet him in life, but I did get to, you know, just listen to his music, and that's all that I just get to, you know, go out with. Then yeah, I'm glad that I got to listen to his music. So, rest in peace, X. We're gonna miss you, man. We're gonna miss you. And yeah, overall, like, you know, we just, man, and then also there's like saying that it's like this last album, Bad Vibes Forever, is like his last album, like that was it and things. I was like, dang, bro, that's messed up. Y'all should have just released like one song like every year and things. I'm like, dang, like, you know, dude, y'all should have did that to us, like, but don't say that. You ain't got to put that in my conscience and things, but. Anyways, I hope his mom, you know, I don't understand like the losing the child and things. I guess like I can place myself in her shoes, and I know that is a, you know, extremely hard feeling to shake. So I hope she's doing well. I hope I know his girlfriend and her their kid. I hope they're doing well. I hope members only. I hope they doing well. Yeah. And then to those guys that shot and killed them, I hope they get life in prison. They're over here talking about, oh, we need to be free. We need to, because of COVID-19. I'm like, no, y'all killed somebody. Then one guy talking about, oh, I want to be there for my kids. You know, I don't want my kids to grow without a father and things. I'm like, well, you wasn't thinking about that until like, I'm like, I know when all that stuff just overall came out, like him having a kid. And then, you know, then overall, I'm like, you guys knew who he was. I mean, I remember I seen somewhere they searched up his name, and I'm like, yeah, you guys knew who he was and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, you guys, I mean, what? Y'all had guns drawn. You guys took what you needed. Why shoot and kill him? That's what I'm like, man, I can't wait for that trial to start. I really can't. Because that's going to be, if I've never paid attention to a trial, I'm paying attention to that one, because I want them guys to get life. I don't want them to get no death penalty. I don't want it to be no quick, like they got a date for when they die. No, I want them to have life in prison. I want them to suffer with that for the rest of their life. That you took the, man, he was only 20. He was only 20. He didn't even get to celebrate his 21st birthday. That's why I'm like, this man was younger than me. And he's not here with us. His kid, no father. Like, that's why I'm like, people don't sit down and think about that stuff so quick to take a person's life over what, $50,000? And I think they said they took a chain too. Man, that ain't worth it. It is not worth it at all. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know. If I had seen what was going down, I most likely would have been putting my life in danger. Because I'm like, I definitely would have, probably tried to swerve and try to run them guys over. I might have messed up X's BMW, but it would have been worth it. I'm like, you know, I'd rather have a messed up BMW than a dead person. So, but anyways, rest in peace, X. You know, we're gonna miss you, man. But anyways, talk to you guys later. thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.